Perhaps it's time for me to just walk back outside. Life's too good to be stuck inside, watching something on a screen. Oh. Hold on. What's this? On second thought, something else has my attention now. Horror and Hamsters. What else is there to say? Well, I guess some backstory is required for this one. One night on Rabbit, me and a group of friends were looking for a movie to watch, and we weren't entirely sure what to choose. When all hope seemed lost for our movie night, I suddenly remembered the random text message sent to me the day before. It was the poster for a film called Horror Hamsters. I had never heard of this film before, and many others probably didn't know of it also. It just kind of popped into existence one day. So of course, knowing that my friends would be curious about what this film had to offer, I suggested it as our film for the night. So we rented it on Amazon, watched it, and now our lives have been forever changed. Not because it's an awful movie like #horror or anything, no. It's because I legit don't even know if it's good or bad. On the surface, it's a collection of cheaply made horror shorts all put into one film, in the vein of something like the VHS movies. But between each horror short, there's footage of hamsters inserted. Why? And if you're thinking that these hamsters have their own ongoing story going on, that they're the frame narrative of this anthology piece, no. There's literally only one short with the hamsters that has some semblance of a story involving this treasure hunt.
I found a treasure map. It leads to the legendary community chest.
Community chest. You have won second prize in a beauty contest.
No, silly. The map is on the other side. Could you please not eat the map?
Sorry.
All the other hamster shorts are just hamsters being hamsters. The equivalent of those cute animal videos you see on YouTube. And even the treasure hunt one doesn't connect to anything else going on. So since I really don't have much to say about hamsters, let's just cut right to the horror.
Good evening. A warm welcome to all you creatures of the night.
I'm sorry, is this a YouTube video? Nope, it's not. I could have sworn it was based off of this intro, though.
This film features terrifying ghosts, zombies, demons, werewolves,
and hamsters.
So the reason that there's hamsters in this horror anthology is because this guy just said so randomly? Okay. Also, I'd like to point out that this girl calls out for her mother as if she were 7 years old.
Mom! I'm making my movie and Ray is ruining it!
But even if they were siblings, they're both way too old to still be doing that childish stuff. But then again, the idea of this horror anthology including hamster footage is very childish in and of itself, so maybe it all fits. There must be some deeper meaning to all of this that I'm just not smart enough to understand.
From the depths of hell, we bring you Horror and Hamsters.
You know, you should show a trailer before the movie.
Oh, I guess they made their own trailer for before the movie starts. Even though the movie just started.
Do you think those snuff films were real?
They can't be. You saw it with your own 2 eyes, Brad. He shot them. He shot them in the face over and over.
The subject is beyond our help. and beyond our control. The psychological trauma has left a severe speech impediment.
There's nowhere for you to run, you widow rascal. Come out, wherever you are. Oh, hello.
Okay, this better be their next film. Like, I know this is supposed to be just a one-off joke, but I actually would love to see these guys make an Elmer Fudd horror film now. But anyways, trailer's over with, which means it's time for our first horror short. It's about this guy named Dave who's won a bunch of trivia game shows. The cheapest game show known to man, apparently.
I don't think you've missed a single question this entire run. Dave, how do you do it?
It just takes hard work.
But it turns out he's not winning these games because he's the smartest contestant. It's because he sacrifices refrigerated babies to a demon. But the demon's been called on so much that he begins getting annoyed with Dave.
Oh, come on, Dave. What the hell?
I brought you another baby for the ritual.
Well, Dave, now I want 2 babies.
Because of the demon's outrageous demands, Dave goes on to the next game show and loses his winning streak. But he still has a big prize coming his way for setting a new record.
Do you have any plans for your record winnings?
I'm confident that I'll be back on the show again someday. I think I'm going to use my winnings to find children in need. There are a lot of helpless babies out there.
Oh, so it turns out the demon didn't kill the babies like Dave thought? He just has his own orphanage, I guess? I mean, that's a twist. It's not that scary though. Well, maybe this next one can be more horrifying. It opens up with these 2 girls chatting in a bar. Everyone has gone home and they're still chatting, but it appears that the bartender may have more sinister intentions.
No one can hear you. We're closed on weekdays.
Why are you doing this?
You know, honestly, I like you. I did almost just let you go. Almost.
The bartender then gives this other girl a shot in the neck and hints that she's going to be seeing some amazing things.
Ugh. Do you know how much I paid for this thing?
Okay, so the bartender's not actually dead. She's just hallucinating it because of the shot.
I'm not gonna die here.
Hi! You've been out of it for quite a while. Maybe I should have given you a smaller dose.
Wow, no way. It's not like they made it super obvious or anything.
We should have our Halloween party here.
Don't you think people might find that a little unsettling?
Don't you worry about that. They won't be back. I took their key. No more squatters' rights for them.
So this next short opens up like a comedy film of all things, and then it cuts to these owners throwing a Halloween party.
Don't let them have the key.
But it's soon interrupted by their realtor from earlier, warning them of a great threat. Okay. Why did you feel the need to steal that dead dude's pen and then put it in... Why? But it turns out that these clowns are the ones who left that eerie message from before, and since this is their house, they want everyone gone, including the new owners. So while this guy is giving the girl clown a piggyback ride, the wife replaces her pen with the key. So now the key that the clowns want is in her boobs. Which means there's going to be a scene where the clown stares directly into her cleavage. Ah, yep, there it is.
Jesus, what happened?
I took care of it.
You know, I would have beat the shit out of that fucking clown, but he sucker punched me, you know?
Oh. So they wanted to make it seem like they left just so the husband could get up and walk over to his wife, and then that's when you walk back in to kill them? Great ending, definitely not awkward. So our next short begins with this dude just waking up, only to find a piece of paper in this high heel. Great place to leave a note like that, yeah. I mean, you could have literally left it anywhere else, like next to him in bed, a countertop, by the TV, but clearly, leaving it in the wife's shoe, that's the most effectively scary place to put a note like that, yeah. I'm so glad they subverted my expectations by doing that. So as he's going along with this little journey, you find out that he's actually having an affair with another woman.
So what did you tell your wife?
The usual. I'm working late.
Which can only lead me to believe that the wife set this whole thing up just so she could get revenge on her husband?
I told you your wife would be free soon. Now I am.
Called it! Now this is by far the lamest short out of all of them. It's just this drunk guy walking around and then suddenly a zombie appears from a pile of leaves. He starts to get chased by her for a bit, and then when he runs up to his locked door, this happens.
Brains. Use your brains. You have to push, not pull.
So she runs after him for his brains because she's a zombie. But then it's revealed that she was just trying to help him, but he only required the help after she had started chasing him, so what the hell is this? Now this may have been the lamest short in this entire anthology, but I actually consider this upcoming short to be the absolute worst out of all of them. Funny enough, this is the only other short in here to have its own separate letterboxd page, which is pretty odd considering it's not even the one that stands out the most. It's about this guy who one night goes into a bar for a drink, and for a while it's just him kinda talking with the bartender and the other patrons there.
I feel like living dangerously tonight.
It's your liver. Only $6.40.
And worth every penny.
It's honestly so boring and dull that it feels like it's just dragging its feet. And even when werewolves quite literally come out of nowhere, it doesn't even get that much better. I mean, sure, listening to this guy's ADR is pretty hilarious.
That's it. You're done, asshole.
And the CG blood is pretty hysterically inept like everything else. But I just can't see why they would want to include this pretty lackluster short in their anthology piece.
Oh, jeez.
Don't stop.
Oh, dear God! I could have especially gone without ever seeing that in my life! And because this dude sucked the milk from that tit, that's what makes him become a werewolf at the end? I guess? I don't know, man. I'd rather see the short zombie one again. It may have been lame, but at least it ended quickly, unlike this one. However, just when I thought this film was starting to lose its unique charm, they follow up the worst short film with the very best one. So we see this girl on this totally real app called Spark. She goes out on a date with this guy, they start hooking up at the apartment, when all of a sudden... and then it became much more interesting. Even when he goes on his next date, you think it may go down the same way as the last girl. Nope! It turns out he went out with some discount Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And then the date after that, you think this girl's just gonna die. Nope! It turns out she is also some weird monster thing that literally fucks the soul out of him. I know I'm just skimming over this short and not really reviewing it like the others, but that's because I don't really have much to say critically. Sure, it's obviously cheap, but holy hell, what a ride it was at the same time. In fact, it's so fantastic, it's the perfect way to end this entire film. but then they follow it up with another short. With this being the actual ending short, needless to say I was a little disappointed that they didn't end the film with the actual best one. When it's all said and done though, the final short is about as good as the other ones. You got yourself a dad whose wife died while giving birth to this baby, but it turns out this baby is the most intelligent and most powerful baby in the world.
I don't know whether to love you or hate you.
Be at peace, Father. It's me, your as-yet-to-be-named son.
That's crazy. I'm going crazy.
Through a completely random and brilliant combination of DNA, you and Mother have created the most evolved human being ever to exist.
So you see, this short still has a neat little idea that they managed to pull off in an entertaining low-budget way, and by the end of the short, when the dad murders this baby, we see quite possibly the greatest thing I've ever witnessed.
What have I done?
Oh no, you're good. I would have done the same thing. That kid was totally fucked up.
Really?
If he was as smart as he said he was, he would have learned to respect his elders.
Thanks, Jesus.
That's right, folks. Jesus. He shows up just to tell this dad that he was totally in the right for murdering his baby because he was evil. How awesome is that?
Alright, I'll admit it. Your idea wasn't half bad.
I'm really glad to hear you say that because I've got a great idea for a sequel.
Oh, please make another one of these! I know that, technically speaking, this is a bad film, with a lot of cheap effects, pretty lame short film storytelling, and for literally no reason at all, random hamster videos, but god damn it, that's where the charm of this whole thing lies. From looking at the credits, you come to realize that this whole film is actually just a collection of the director's filmography of short films over the years. And from watching this film with that knowledge in mind, I can't help but imagine them all having a blast working together on some pretty outrageous ideas, especially the Spark one. So it may not be scary, it may not even be technically good, but if you're interested in something so ridiculous and so out there, I'd actually recommend this film for Halloween. Hell, it may even get you inspired to grab your friends and make some low-budget horror shorts of your own. And maybe one day, Amazon will buy the distribution rights of your anthology film and sell it to the world. So if you do decide to check this out, I hope you enjoy Horror and Hamsters. I'll be right back. Who are you?
I'm the one who should have killed you, yet you survived, meaning my work is not done.
So what, you're gonna stab me over and over again?
I was thinking of doing that, but then I got an idea that you presented to me on a silver platter.
But surely, #horror can't be any more disastrous than what is my least favorite film of all time, The Greasy Strangler, which is so bad that I'd have to make a separate video just tearing it apart. So, I assume it was you who sent me that text. Why?
To begin the cycle of awful horror. You started with so bad it's fun, now we begin the descent into just trashy movies. All of those leading into the worst of the worst, The Greasy Strangler. This is the only way that I will be satisfied with your pain, and then I will leave your life for good.
So, all I have to do to get you to leave is review The Greasy Strangler? My least favorite film of all time?
Indeed. Surely you, of all people, can be up to this task.
To be honest, I don't think I am. In fact, I think I'd rather die.